Hello, this is Kurt, also known as the One Up Kid,
And I'm Eric.
and welcome to Star Trek Elite Force 2 commentary. It's a game made by Raven, and it is the sequel, of course, to Elite Force 1. We're actually starting off this part with a tutorial level, so if you actually want to see the actual story, the beginning of the game, you might want to skip to part 2. So Eric, what do you think of this game in comparison to the first one?
I like Elite Force 2 more, mostly because I'm a Next Generation fan, and this one takes place after Voyager, I think after Nemesis, but on the Enterprise, so that's what I really liked about it. I got to walk around the Enterprise and talk to Captain Picard and save the world with him. It was cool.
Now, what makes this game interesting? Because I assume this game came out around 2002, and with that, Patrick Stewart started doing a lot of Star Trek video games, and I think this is one of the first ones he did.
I don't know. I know he did Bridge Commander. I think he did Star Trek Generations when that came out. I think he did Armada, maybe before this. Armada 1, Armada 2. I don't know. You'd have to look it up.
And here is the intro, just complete CG, which is what's funny about this is that this intro part looks very dated, while the game itself actually looks better. I know that sounds weird, but the text is kind of fuzzy, but when you go to in-game, the text is more crisp.
Well, it's the opening. It's the opening if it was Next Generation.
Well, it's full motion video. Full motion video, after a while, since it's compressed, it just doesn't hold up as time goes on, because you can start seeing the problem with it. This opening doesn't really look like it's based off of anything. This looks like it's made up, I guess, if the Enterprise E ever had a show. Maybe this is what it could be.
Who's that?
The events of this game do take place right after Elite Force 1, so if you actually don't know what happened in Elite Force 1, we also have a commentary where we did all Elite Force 1, so if you want to check that out, you can. There's a playlist, so yeah. And here is the tutorial level, where we learn how to do everything. And once again, we have Tuvok.
Welcome back to the holodeck training program.
With this actor returning for the role to, voice him.
Starfleet regulations specifically state
I think
all
they...
personnel are to undergo fitness and
I don't
combat
remember. I
training.
think they got all the old voice actors from the first game back.
It is now time to begin your
One thing that they always do is they try to get the full set.
These exercises are
Voyager
designed
had pretty much the entire cast.
Oh yeah, the main character is the same main character, and everyone else, I think, is the same. I think there may be a few. The only big difference between this game and the second game that I've realized is that in the first game, you were able to play between a male or female version of Monroe. In this game, it's male only. And I think it's because, well, I guess spoiler for later parts, this game has like a love interest, and seeing how this was made in the early 2000s, the idea of having a same-sex relationship really wasn't the biggest thing to have.
such as a duct or a Jeffries tube.
Yes, the game thinks you're an idiot, so it has to tell you how to duck and how to jump. Very basic skills. Now, even though we're still in just a hangar bay or whatever of a starship, as you can tell, the visuals are a significant jump compared to the first one.
Climb a ladder.
I like how this is a training simulation for the for Voyager, but it's all Enterprise E hallways.
Oops. By the way, I realized a detail that I was incorrect with when we were recording Elite Force 1. You said Elite Force 1 was for the PS2, and I said it was for the PS1. You were correct. It was for the PS2. I don't know why I said PS1.
I thought it was for the PS2.
Vertical momentum.
Now this jumping tutorial where it says you hold down crouch while jumping will help you get more vertical momentum. No, it doesn't. It doesn't do anything. You can just jump like a normal person. If you've played any platforming game, like a Nintendo game or anything, this stuff really shouldn't be all that difficult despite how clunky PC controls are for first-person shooters.
Once inside,
I don't get how he can transport like that from room to room instead of walking. I mean, he's taking a big risk, getting his molecules scrambled, coming back maybe as something else.
Well, that's the thing. The game doesn't really say if that's a hologram or if that's really him.
You're on the Enterprise E.
So it's a tutorial, whatever. Maybe Monroe is subconsciously wanting to be elsewhere.
Can you blame him?
Now, as you can tell on the screen right here, there's a warning thing right there. This game actually introduces a new thing known as secrets and Starship little trophies, where if you explore the places anywhere, not every level has them, but they tend to have secrets.
we will begin the second examination.
So if you go out of your way to find them, you just get stuff. You know, the unlockables for it is you get some artwork details, some background history, some art stuff, some maps, which is pretty cool.
Did you just miss?
Yeah, the jumping's not.
It's because you didn't hold down crouch.
Shut up. I should mention right now that we do not get all the trophies or secrets. I was a little too impatient to find them, so there are other tutorials that show you how to get them, so it's not that big of a deal. Yes, the game actually tells you that you will get hurt if you fall from a great distance. Pretty interesting. Now, just like in the first game, the health panels and the ammo panels are really, they call them energy panels. That's how you gain all your health. There's no packs, so you just go up to them and hit E or your use button, and there you go.
It's extremely convenient, since every station, starship, anything has it.
Yeah.
Some doors can open, but are locked. A door's locked status can be ascertained by looking for a red or green indicator light, most often found above the door itself.
In every starship you'll ever be in.
The door is red, meaning it is currently locked and will not open.
It is nice, though, that they give you the option to tutorial. I mean, granted, we don't really need it, but it's still nice for those who really just don't understand what happens. And yes, you can cut people off really easily just by hitting the next button, because I don't really need an explanation on how an elevator works. It just goes up.
Scary ass doors.
Interacting with your world is vital to your success and survival.
I will say that this game's a little more busy. There's a lot more going on in it, and what's interesting is that they introduce something which is coming up, a tricorder feature, and that's going to be essentially a major key component to the game.
Tricorder wasn't in the first one?
No, you didn't have a tricorder in the first game because I don't know, you just never did it. Well, it has some upsides. On the upside, I mean, it has ups and downs. The upside is that it kind of makes it feel a little more involved, or really like more like the series. I guess the only downside to it, though, is that it kind of slows things down to a degree. It kind of sucks because you kind of have to stop and do everything and change out a tricorder. But just like in the TV show, you can use it to scan people, to give you the height, weight, a little description, which is cool because you can do that, of course, with the people.
Also feeds tactical data to your TED.
Also lets you know who are good and who are bad, as Tuvok is telling us. People who are red are bad, but I don't think I ever used my tricorder during a combat.
Oh, it is a hologram.
That beacon represents my location in your environment.
He's a hologram, see?
Watch the beacon as I move about the environment. Notice how
Watch
it
how
moves
I
to
walk.
track my relative location. The angular proximity discriminator provides a unique resonance beacon for most objects.
Sorry, what do you think? Like, I know we've only seen Tuvok right now, but what do you think of the character models?
They're much better than the first game, that's for sure.
Well, yeah, that's true. But, I mean, what do you think of them for the time? I mean, it is like 2002.
A little stiff, but that's what it was.
Please proceed through the archway to the next
There's actually
exercise.
a lot of people would like to see in Bridge Commander these kind of character models, other than what's already in there.
Your tactical eye
It'd be cool to
display
have
is
more
capable of
realistic people
artificially
to go with
boosting
more
the
realistic
gain
ships.
in all photonic registers. This allows you some degree of
Yes,
night
this game
vision.
actually has
For
night
this
vision.
exercise, use your night
I do
vision
use
to
it here and there,
activate
but
night vision mode.
for the most part,
Navigate through this cave.
I guess it's
Exit
like
on the
kind of
other
one of
side.
those things where it's like we made some areas a little too dark, and we need to brighten it up.
What if you just brighten the game?
Oh, and if you hit tab, not only do you see your objectives like you did in the first game, but they'll actually give you little shortcuts. Like when I was first doing this tutorial, they said put your night vision on, and I didn't know what button that was, and I even looked on the controls and I didn't see it. But when you hit that, it says by default it's N, so that's very convenient and very nice of them.
That also makes sense. And there's always night vision.
Excellent.
That is true.
Now, Lieutenant.
You see, this is another feature where the tricorder is useful, is that you're going to use it on panels to modulate things, aka use it as a I don't know, like a lockpick to open the door. So this is pretty cool. There's another feature to it, but we'll see that feature coming up later. So here's a little close-up about Tuvok. I mean, it kind of looks like him, just not exactly. I guess his forehead might be a little too wide in comparison to the actual actor.
I don't remember.
Let's move on.
It's funny how early, because this is all running off of the Quake 3 engine, which was, at the time, top of the line, which is really funny. So, it's interesting how it looks, but it is dated. Everything looks very stiff.
And your phaser should be readied. Noted. Excellent work, Lieutenant.
I do like the second setting on the tricorder where it lets you know like what can be destroyed and what can't, so it's very convenient.
Activate your tricorder and press
This is pretty much key if you want to get those secrets. If you do this mode all the time, you'll find little entrances and secrets and be able to get to the and find them all.
It's kind of like activating the spider sense in a lot of the Spider-Man games.
Well, it's kind of like Super. It's not Super Metroid. It's kind of like Metroid Prime, but after Metroid Prime, because Metroid Prime kind of did this first. The idea of using your visor to find things, and this game seemed like it kind of picked up off of that.
When did Metroid Prime come out?
Metroid Prime came out pretty early in 2002. This came out a little later. Metroid Prime 2 had the Quake 2 engine. This game has the Quake 3 engine, which is amazing how Metroid Prime 2 has the Quake 2 engine and still looks beautiful to this day.
Now, Lieutenant.
Now this is familiar. Do you recognize what this area is? They used it in the show, correct?
Was it the
We'll begin with the phaser.
in the movie Generations? Or? I see what it is.
Like didn't like Worf and all that use this area?
Yeah,
when
it's a
they were trying
training. It's a training simulation in the holodeck.
Yeah, the game essentially teaches you how to shoot.
Good luck.
Which is really easy. You just click. Right click is a stronger one.
Yeah, but you drain your energy quicker.
I don't really know what the limit here is. A lot of times I missed a lot of them and still beat this.
It's a tutorial. I don't think you can fail a tutorial.
Well, they say that you gotta keep doing it until you get the right amount.
Either primary or secondary fire. However, you must continue until you destroy enough targets to qualify for recertification.
It's interesting with the sniper rifles that they kind of treat it, this little sequence right here, like I don't know what those kind of games are, like a carnival game where the target's going up and down, so it's kind of clever.
Exemplary work, Lieutenant. You have now successfully completed the training exercises.
Is that really all it goes into being a Starfleet tactical or security officer?
Thank you.
Yep. And that is the tutorial. And so, with that, we'll catch you all in part 2 where the story begins.